Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? I've tried a few Boston Market meals before, like the Boston Market chicken pot pie, which was pretty darn good, but the crust was really good. I've also tried their pot roast, which was also pretty darn good, considering it had an overload of sodium. But the mashed potatoes in the pot roast meal are some of the best frozen dinner mashed potatoes I've ever had. With two of their meals being pretty darn good, I decided to give another Boston Market meal a try. Today I'm trying the Boston Market 13.1 ounce chicken Parmesan meal, which consists of breaded white meat chicken and spaghetti with marinara sauce, which only costs $2.08. From the quality and taste of their food so far, I think that's a pretty good price. But there's a plethora of ingredients in the whole meal. I mean a lot of ingredients. But the one good thing is, the chicken doesn't have any TVP, but just the chicken patty has a ton of ingredients. Like I always say, when you see the word patty in a frozen meal, it's almost guaranteed to be a 4-meat slurry concoction. If it's a real piece of meat, it should say cutlet, steak, etc. But the marinara sauce ingredients sound pretty decent, with a few different cheeses and some wine. The whole meal has 420 calories, 11 grams of total fat, 3 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 30 milligrams of cholesterol, 790 milligrams of sodium, 61 grams of carbohydrates, 5 grams of fiber, 11 grams of sugars, and 20 grams of protein. You can heat this meal up in the microwave or the oven, which because I listened to you, the people, we're heating it up in the oven. So slide it out of the box, peel back the filmed vent, then place it in a preheated 350 degree oven for 25 minutes. After 25 minutes, stir the spaghetti and rotate the chicken. Then recover and heat for another 8 minutes. After cooking for a total of 33 minutes, our Boston Market chicken Parmesan meal was ready. And I'll tell you what, the aroma this meal was putting out was phenomenal. I mean, it was literally mouth-watering. You could smell the herbs, the garlic, and the yumminess. What, you've never smelled yumminess? The spaghetti looks like it could use a little bit more sauce. So we gave the spaghetti a good stir. Then we twirled some up on the forcassou, and for some reason, they cut the noodles in half, which makes it really difficult to get a good swirl of spaghetti to stay on the forcassou. As you can tell, it was falling off. I like a lot of sauce, so a little bit more sauce would have been nice. So I gave it a try. And once it was in my pie hole, I was simply blown away with the flavor. Blown away at how bland it was. I mean, it literally had no flavor. And I was thinking, how is this possible when it smelled so good? Catherine tried a bite of the spaghetti too, and she concurred with me. Hardly any flavor at all. Next, we moved the bland spaghetti aside and put the forcassou and the plastisou to work, cutting off a big old piece of chicken. This had to be where all the flavor and the delicious aroma was coming from, because it sure wasn't in the pasta. And that really was one good looking and appetizing piece of 4-meat slurry concoction. And I couldn't wait to try it. So in it went, and it almost came out of my mouth as fast as it went in. Not necessarily because of the chicken, but the daggone breading was like eating soggy cornmeal. I didn't expect it to be crunchy, but I also didn't expect for it to be mushy and gritty. The texture of the chicken itself was actually not that bad. But the whole bite overall really had no flavor. Next, it was time for a bite of the chicken, the sauce, and the spaghetti. And that big old glob of sauce I scooped up first did add some much needed flavor, but it couldn't hide the mushy grittiness of the breading. So here's my final thoughts on Boston Market's chicken Parmesan with spaghetti and marinara sauce. It was very disappointing compared to the other Boston Market meals I've had before. The texture of the chicken itself to me was surprisingly good, but that daggone breading really took any good out of the chicken. The sauce was decent, but there wasn't nearly enough. A little more sauce would have given the meal much needed flavor. Lastly, the pasta was cooked fine. I really expected this meal to be much better, but I was really disappointed in the end. Which is why I'm giving Boston Market's chicken Parmesan with spaghetti and marinara sauce a 2 out of 10. If you'd like to help support the Wolf Pit, consider being a patron. You can pledge as little as $1 a month, that's only $12, for the whole year. Or you can pledge more. That's up to you. Either way, every little bit's appreciated and helps me produce more high-quality videos more often for you, the people. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.